Well, past tense. So, we have studied how to conjugate it. Soft catch-up, remember? We saw the difference between imperfectum and perfectum. Today, we're going to talk about the last thing in past tense. This one, perfectum. You already have noticed that yes, in the perfectum, we have a past participle. We learned how to conjugate it. But we also have an auxiliary verb in this perfectum past tense. We have two of them. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Which one do I need and when do I need it? Okay, which are them? Hebben, zijn. Those two. Now, the good news is, hebben is kind of like the go-to verb. You don't know? Most likely it's this one. Zijn is kind of like the exception. That's what we're going to see. So hebben, technically, we are using in active sentences. That means that, yes, zijn we use in passive sentences. Remember, a passive sentence is a sentence where we put more emphasis on who receives the action, not who does the action. We will talk about that in a future video. So, yes, we use zijn when we talk about passive voice. But today, I want to focus on two other things. Which are they? Perfect. Here we go. Zijn we use when we talk about specific movement. From A to B. Yes, when we go from one place to another. Very specific. For example, ik ben naar huis gelopen. I was here, over there, home, A to B. Or how about this one? Hij is van de trap gevallen. He fell down the stairs. Double the stairs, toen, 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 toen. Bottom of the stairs, A to B. Hij is van de trap gevallen. Now, careful. If we're talking about a lot of movements from A to B, it becomes a general movement. In that case, we use hebben. Hij heeft de hele dag gewandeld. He walked all day. So yes, he walked from here to the park, then in the park, then in the store, then A to B to C to D, all places. General movement. Or imagine this one. Skiing. Ze heeft de hele dag geskiet. Up the mountain, down the mountain. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Many A to B's. That becomes general movement. In that case, hebben. Clear, right? Easy. Now, another one. We use zijn when we talk about change. Now, what is a change? A change is something, is an action that I cannot undo. All right, I got this from a book. Mijn hond is gegroeid. My dog grew. Well, yeah, when your dog grows, it cannot ungrow. So therefore, that is a change, right? It cannot be undone. Or how about this one? De dag is begonnen. The day began. The day can only begin once. Night, day, dark, light. Yes, it can become dark again and light again, but then it's the next day. So that's a change. Or how about this one? Ik ben opgestaan. I got up. laying down, opgestaan. Okay, I cannot get up again. That is not possible. So that means that yes, a change is also something, an action that I cannot undo or only undo by doing another action, like laying down or sitting down. That is change. In that case, in Dutch, we use zijn. Now, here's the trick. When I'm talking about creating something, I need to use hebben. For example, ik heb een pizza gemaakt. Sounds like a change, right? You have flour, you have eggs, you have tomato sauce, you have onions, all these things, and they change into a pizza. But think of it in this way. I didn't have a pizza. Now I have a pizza. I created a pizza. And in that case, I use hebben. So when the change goes from nothing to something, it is a creation and I have to use hebben. Ik heb een pizza gemaakt. All right, 2 more verbs that is important for you to know and understand what you can and cannot do. And that is the verb zijn and hebben themselves. Zijn, the past participle, geweest. I can say, ik ben in Parijs geweest. I was in Paris. The verb zijn, the past participle, geweest, can never, ever go with the verb hebben. In English, yes, that is possible. I have been to Paris. Have been. Hebben, zijn. In Dutch, that is an impossibility. You can't do it. So, geweest can only go with zijn. For the same reason, the verb hebben cannot go with zijn either. You cannot say, ik ben een fiets gehad. I had a bike. No, ik heb een fiets gehad. Hebben can only go with hebben. There you have it. When to use and how to use auxiliary verbs in the perfectum past tense. When to use hebben, when to use zijn. You want to practice? Check out our course. And you, let me know how it went.